this simple poem about a hole in the ground, a hole that used to be rather common, a hole used to store rainwater, a cistern. And this one was about this big, and I was down in the bottom of it. Cleaning the cistern. It was a bright day, and why the sun couldn't find the bottom of this rather small hole in the ground, I couldn't understand. A pencil flashlight between my teeth mooned the floor while I worked. We'd played at being farmers, and still were, desperately playing. An elfin ladder had delivered me into this shelving vault, in its splintery, narrow rungs, the only hope for my return earthside. A dented pail was tied to a rope and lowered down as I squelched and patted a small circle in the cistern's bottom, scraping shovelful after shovelful of oily muck into that pail, and you'd haul it back up into where I hoped sunlight still lived. Drought the year before, well gone dry, we now realize this cistern might see us through instead of the expense of daily runs to town for store-bought water. So this year we hoped this suffocatingly hot, claustrophobically close exercise might return this ancient hole to its rightful role. You were tired. Buckets of heavy water had come before this final muck. And I felt the stones were growing and the floor sinking. And it was right then came a flash of emerald, a jewel, a gem, riches. But the mineral lived. The green slithered almost like, holy hell, a snake. Did I wet myself in that small cylinder of sunless perdition? Did I scream theatrically, you'll ask? I'll never tell. Did I survive? Well, it appears possible, but the terror was real. You see, it was, as I already said, very, very close in there. And he was so very, very alive. And though only a finger's width and 12 feet long, my partner insists it was, in fact, less than 12 inches. So it was, okay, truth to tell, harmless, a little grass snake, somehow spelunking down there with me. But his brilliance does remain unexplained in that dark, as does the instinctual contagion of fear his wriggling placed within me. Anyway, we came to an agreement, he and I. If he'd quit snaking about and let me scoop him into the pail, I'd let him live, let him ascend to freedom, and he'd likewise do the same for me. And so the arrangement was made, and he lived, I trust, to make more snakes. And I made a cistern live again, enabling resurrection in an Eden more real than I'd expected, never believing that old story about the snake, about it even being possible to be caught unawares. Thank you.